There are moments in life when heaven grows silent, when your prayers echo back to you, and your heart begins to wonder if you have been forgotten. You look at the horizon and see no light, only long stretches of waiting and weariness. But what if I told you that this silence is not abandonment, it's preparation? What if the stillness is not a pause, but the breath before the divine whisper? You see, God never builds something great in public first. He always begins in secret. The roots of mighty trees grow unseen, deep in the dark soil, long before their branches ever meet the light. The same is true of your soul. Before the breakthrough comes, there must be breaking not of hope, but of self. Before you walk in the blessing, you must be reshaped to hold it. When God is preparing you for a major breakthrough, He often does not change your surroundings first, He changes you. He rearranges your desires, strips away your illusions, and humbles your pride. He lets you face doors that refuse to open, not because He has locked them, but because He wants to teach you how to knock with faith instead of fear. There is a strange tenderness in how God strengthens a heart. He does not simply hand you miracles. He teaches you to grow into them. The waiting, the confusion, the quiet nights, they are not punishments. They are classrooms, and the teacher, though unseen, is never absent. A sure sign that God is preparing you for a breakthrough is when everything in you begins to shift, when what once satisfied no longer does, when what once defined you begins to fall away. That is not loss. That is transformation. It is the moment before dawn when the sky seems darkest, but the sun is already rising behind the unseen edge. So, if you are in a season where everything feels uncertain, take heart. The silence of God is not rejection. It is the sound of heaven crafting something within you that the world is not ready to see yet. The storm you fear may actually be the wind that lifts you higher. The delay you resent may be the exact timing that saves you. And when your breakthrough comes for it, surely you will see why the waiting mattered, why the breaking was necessary, and why the silence was holy. You will no longer ask why it took so long, but rather, how could it have come any sooner? God's greatest works are born in hidden places. So if you find yourself in the dark, don't despair. It's not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your breakthrough. God's silence is not absence, it's preparation for your breakthrough. There comes a time in every believer's journey when the heavens seem closed. You kneel in prayer, yet your words fall back into your heart unanswered. The world grows still, and you begin to wonder if God has turned His face away. But silence is not abandonment, it is a sacred language. It is the sound of God working in ways your ears cannot yet perceive. When God is silent, He is not ignoring you. He is perfecting something in you. The silence is a workshop where faith is refined, patience is tested, and trust is strengthened. It is the soil where roots deepen before the bloom appears. You may not see the progress, but deep beneath the surface, the foundations of your breakthrough are being laid. If every prayer were instantly answered, we would never learn endurance. If every door opened at the first knock, we would never value persistence. God's silence teaches you the rhythm of divine timing, that His clock is never late, only precise. It's in the waiting that your heart learns to believe without proof, to love without evidence, and to hope without sight. Sometimes God withholds the answer because the blessing He is preparing would destroy you if given too soon. He is shaping your spirit, pruning away fear, pride, and doubt, so that when the breakthrough arrives, you can carry it with wisdom and grace. The silence is not empty. It is full of God's unseen hands arranging, aligning, and anointing. Remember, the seed does not hear the rain while buried underground, yet it trusts that the rain will come. So must you. The silence does not mean God has stopped speaking. It means He is speaking in a different way through delay, through discomfort, through the quiet molding of your character. When your breakthrough finally comes, and you will look back and realize that the silence was not a pause but a process. The God who seemed far away was actually closest, whispering through stillness, preparing you to receive not just the answer, but the maturity to sustain it. God's silence is the echo of His care. Don't mistake it for distance. It's the sound of heaven preparing the stage for your miracle. Before the blessing comes, God reshapes you to hold it. We often pray for blessings as if they are simple gifts, things to be handed to us like presents wrapped in ribbons. But divine blessings are not ornaments, they are responsibilities. And before God gives you what you've asked for, He makes sure you have the strength, humility, and wisdom to carry it. When God prepares to bless you, He doesn't start by changing your circumstances. He starts by changing you. The reshaping often feels uncomfortable, like being stretched beyond what you can bear. People may leave your life, doors may close, and old comforts may suddenly lose their sweetness. It feels as though everything is falling apart, but in truth, it's falling into place. God is removing what cannot go with you into the next season of your life. You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. They will burst. In the same way, God will not place a new calling inside an unready heart. He reshapes your thoughts, purifies your motives, and strengthens your faith until you can contain the weight of what He intends to pour into you. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, it's part of that divine reshaping. Think of a sculptor with a block of marble. The marble feels every strike of the chisel and may cry out, "Why must you cut me?" But the sculptor knows what the marble cannot, that each strike is revealing something beautiful hidden within. You are that marble, and God's hands are steady. The carving may hurt, but the masterpiece cannot exist without it. When the reshaping ends, you will find that you have not only received the blessing, but you have become the kind of person who can hold it without losing yourself. The gift will not overwhelm you. It will reflect the growth that took place in the silence. So, if life feels like a series of losses, if God seems to be stripping you down, take heart. You are not being destroyed. You are being designed. The blessing you prayed for is on its way, but God is ensuring that when it arrives, it will not break you. You will be ready, stronger, wiser, and shaped perfectly to hold what heaven is about to release. The darkest moments often hide the dawn of divine change. There is a moment, just before sunrise, when the night is at its darkest. The stars fade, the air grows still, and the earth seems to hold its breath. To the weary traveler, it feels endless, but in truth, it is the signal that morning is near. Such is the way of God's timing. Before the light breaks through in your life, darkness deepens not to destroy you, but to prepare your eyes for the brilliance of what's coming. When life grows heavy and uncertain, when prayers seem unanswered and every road looks blocked, you are not abandoned. You are on the edge of transformation. God often hides His greatest works in moments that feel like defeat. The tomb, after all, was not the end of the story, it was the setting for resurrection. Your darkness may feel like an ending, but it is only the stage being set for divine renewal. It is in the night seasons that faith learns to breathe. When sight fails, trust awakens. When all else falls silent, your spirit begins to listen. God allows you to walk through the valley not so that you will perish there, but so that you will discover His presence in the shadows. He turns your fear into courage, your pain into purpose, and your waiting into wisdom. If you could see what heaven sees, you would understand that every tear you have shed is watering the soil of your new beginning. The very ground that feels barren beneath you is the place where the seed of your future is buried. Darkness is not the absence of God's hand, it is the veil beneath which he works most deeply. And then, just when you think you cannot endure another moment, the first light breaks through. The change comes quietly, a word, a door, a peace that settles without explanation. You realize that the night did not end you, it remade you. So hold on when the world feels dim. The darker the night, the closer the dawn. The silence, the struggle, the ache, they are all hints of a holy shift. God is not done with you. He is simply writing the chapter that comes right before the miracle.